Have you ever stopped to think why certain teams keep appearing in Formula One, even though they always finish among the last? 2 laps behind, without scoring points, spending millions per season. Would that be crazy? Or is there a hidden reason, something that most people don't see? Today, you will discover the untold secret behind these teams considered weak, and why they keep insisting on racing in the most expensive sport in the world. Being in Formula One costs $145 million a year. That's with the budget cap. Before, the biggest teams spent twice that, and the smallest? They do magic to survive. So why do these teams keep trying even though they come in last place? Is it stupidity? Stubbornness? Or is there something that we, on the outside, still don't see? Hope that a change in the regulations can level everything. That a new part, a new engineer, a new driver, can be the turning point. But don't be fooled. Hope is just a pretty package. Beneath it, there are political games, dirty deals, and risky bets. In Formula One, those who lose pay dearly, very dearly. The last-place teams receive almost nothing from the FIA's annual prize money. And if you finish last, like many of these teams, the prize money barely covers the transportation of the cars, while the big teams gobble up huge slices of the pie. And that's where the vicious cycle begins. Less money, less development, worse results, and more debt. HRT, for example, only stayed on the grid for 3 years. They changed ownership several times, but they never got off the bottom of the table. They closed their doors in 2012 without ever scoring a point. Caterham went further. They created a crowdfunding campaign. They asked fans for help to run the last round of the season. Miraculously, they succeeded, but it was their farewell. But if these teams are fighting giants with 3 times the budget, if the numbers don't add up, why do they continue? The answer lies in something that goes far beyond money, something called long-term vision, and also an appetite for risk that would make a casino look conservative. Frank Williams is proof that persistence can change everything. The first team he founded participated in 96 races and didn't score 1 point. He had to sell everything, start over, but he didn't give up. He created a new team, Williams. You know that one. They won championships, produced legends like Nigel Mansell, Alain Prost, Damon Hill, and it all started with absolute failure. How many other Franks are at the back of the grid today? What if the next legendary team is being ignored right now? Not every small team is in F1 just to compete. Many are there for a much colder reason: business. Building a team from scratch takes years, costs hundreds of millions, and requires FIA approval. So, the quickest way? Buy an existing team. That's how Aston Martin came back. That's how Sauber became Alfa Romeo. And that's how Honda became Brawn GP. In fact, Brawn's story is perhaps the greatest miracle in the modern history of F1. And you'll understand why. Despite the numbers, there is something that doesn't appear in the graphs: passion. In the 90s and 2000s, F1 was populated by dreamers, small teams with minimal structure, just trying to make a dream come true. They didn't last long, but they left their mark. Today, with bureaucracy and mega brands, this romanticism has disappeared, but not completely. Some teams are still there because of their love for motorsports, even if it's by a miracle. In 2008, Honda left F1, and Ross Brawn bought the team for £1. That's right, £1. Using a loophole in the new aerodynamic regulations, they created an unbeatable car. Brawn GP won 8 races. They took the constructors' title. and Jenson Button became world champion, all in 1 year. Then the team became Mercedes, and the rest is history. So, why do weak teams continue to compete in Formula One? Because F1 is not just about winning, it's about surviving, about resisting, about trying. Because as long as there is even the slightest chance of a miracle, these teams will continue. And one day, who knows, the next champion will be at the back of the grid today. Maybe failure today is just the beginning of a legend tomorrow.